How much of your cat's personality and how they behave is it a direct reflection of the care they receive? Is your cat's attitude a direct scorecard based on the fulfillment of their essential needs? Is it possible to gauge how a cat is being cared for and treated simply by watching them? For better, for worse, and everything in between. Let's talk about what your cat's attitude says about your personal care, and what certain notable actions by your feline, what they could convey. Interesting topic. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Let's begin with the positive side of life and speak about the vibrant feline. If your cat almost naturally seems to have a bit of pep in their step most of the time, this means they are likely quite content in your home and in your care. Cats with this attitude are often full of energy and are quite healthy. Their needs are met both emotionally and physically, and they've got plenty of the good stuff: fresh food, fresh water, fresh litter box, enough outlets for an enjoyable playtime experience, the works. Just like people, a happy attitude is often a strong indicator of a generally content life. Happy times typically breed high energy and reasons to be excited. And piggybacking on those good vibes, if your cat has the attitude of affection and is always seeking out your attention, this is a good way to grade yourself. If your pet is wanting your attention, this means that you're naturally doing most everything right. If your cat is purring, rubbing up against you, and is always in search of the next cuddle session, in the big picture, this attitude means that your cat has trust in you. With respect to the negative attitudes, be mindful of aggressive acts. Outbursts. If your pet seems to be on edge all of the time, but also seems to be quite healthy, this is likely an indicator that something within the environment, perhaps multiple things, just aren't to your pet's liking. Are they getting enough exercise, enough playtime, enough attention from you? If your cat seems to go through each day with a foul attitude, it's likely an indicator that positive care could be lacking in some very important areas. And please allow me to say that negative care certainly does not imply negative intent. We all have lives, and many times the attention we give to our pets can fall down that priority list with respect to everything else that goes on in our lives. For as much as we do try, there are times when our pets, they can unfortunately take a back seat to our core objectives for that moment in time. Another negative attitude is the anxious attitude, the stressed attitude. If your cat is more uneasy than aggressive, this could indicate that they're generally unhappy. Perhaps other pets in the home are getting more attention, and they feel as though they're being left out. If your cat, otherwise healthy, seems to pull away from you and act lethargic, they could be upset about the current living conditions, and perhaps a bit stressed about how they're being treated relative to the other animals. Staying with the theme of stress and anxiety, if your cat has taken on the attitude of self-aggression, this can be very troublesome. Aggressive grooming, the removal of large chunks of fur. If you are a regular viewer here at Senior Cat Wellness, you know I've touched on this topic, this subject of excessive and aggressive grooming, quite a bit during the history of this channel. Cats can display it for a variety of reasons, but at the heart of the matter, aside from physical health concerns such as fleas, for example, aggressive grooming is a coping mechanism for many cats who are feeling out of sorts with their current standing. The house cat, that standing could be due to where they currently stand within the home. If your cat is taking out their frustrations on their own body, it becomes imperative to find the core reason for this attitude and this behavior. Keeping with the topic, your care could be center stage in this matter. More personal attention with your pet could change the entire dynamic of some instances, and that aggressive grooming, it could end in just a matter of hours. Now let's turn our attention to food. How much or how little your cat eats, it's possible that it could indicate the care they are receiving. Similar to humans, it's somewhat natural to eat more during times of stress, while other folks, they might eat a bit less when the wave of anxiety does hit. The best way to know if your cat's attitude has shifted, as is being reflected at mealtime, is to find that baseline. What's the normal? What's normal for your cat in terms of food and how they eat and how they behave during mealtime? If you do notice a change, perhaps a stark change, could be due to other factors in your pet's environment, other concerns within the home. If your pet's health is not an issue, how much or how little they do consume could be an attitude that is a reflection of how they feel about their current standing. And before we close things out, let's talk about that litter box and frequent meowing, perhaps all at the same time. If your cat is no longer using the litter box, and proper usage of the litter box as in going somewhere else, going someplace else, this could be a sign that your pet isn't happy with their bathroom station. It's just not clean. It has become difficult to navigate in terms of getting in and getting out, and this is certainly could be the case as your cat ages. Harder to navigate that litter box compared to what it used to be just perhaps months prior. It could also be too close to their food, that litter box, and too close to that fresh water. If your cat is suddenly having litter box issues, then a health factor is not the reason. It could be unhappy about the maintenance side of things, asking you to clean their restroom. And with respect to meowing and your cat's attitude relative to the care they are receiving, pay very close attention. Your cat just won't stop talking, and that's something new, something they didn't quite do before. It's fair to conclude that they are attempting to get your attention, wanting you to meet their needs, quite possibly some critical essential needs. Make sure that your pet always, at all times, has all of the basics: fresh food, fresh water, the aforementioned clean litter box. Also make sure you are physically as present as possible. I spoke earlier about negative feline attitudes and how they are not often a reflection of negative intent. We know that life happens, but also do what you can. Do your very best to be present. Let your cat see you, allow them to see you. Interact with them, play around, have a petting session. Get that comb or brush out and help them groom. It is those little things that surely can keep your cat content. If your cat is talking, sometimes all they want is for you to listen and acknowledge them. Always make it a priority to make sure your pet feels like they're in on the action, rather than a fan watching the game from the stands. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on this topic? Is your cat's attitude a direct reflection of the care they're receiving from you? Happy home? Happy cat? Your thoughts and opinions. That comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.